part, or maybe the first part, the second part of the video that I published. The first video was the kits, and this is the second part, which is the events actually. So I'm probably gonna go by timeline with this. So you buy your ticket, you're very excited, and then you realize, oh crap, I need some kit for it, or you already have kit video. Then you get to the event after driving for either several hours or going by plane, which going by plane is not the easiest thing. I think the Blue Jean operator has a video on that. I have not watched it, but go see that if you have questions about that. But I would recommend just driving, because you sending an airsoft gun through a flight is probably a lot more difficult than just driving there in your own car. So I will say Milsim West is kind of an expensive operation, because number one, the ticket's kind of expensive, and then there's all the kit for it. I think the most money you're gonna spend on if you're a casual airsofter, the most money you're gonna spend is on your sustainment gear, your rucksack, and your other food and sleeping bag stuff. But if you're a camper, you already have that stuff. Rucking may be new to you, so I would suggest you try to practice with your full ruck before you go out for one of these events, because you don't want to get there the first night and get whacked by the ruck because you didn't know that your belt didn't actually align with your rucksack, so it's pushing your pants down the whole time. That happened. I think that happened to me in my first event, because it pulled my pants down the whole time. Because that belt on the ruck. But you get there at the event and you check in. You get all your stuff taken care of, and then guess what? You gotta wait, because the event starts at like 10 o'clock at night, and then you got there like as soon as possible at 3 o'clock. So you gotta wait. I would suggest you just take a nap, because you're gonna be up till about 3 a.m. at least, maybe even more. You might be going on a schizo raid. Maybe you and one of your buddies to go mess with the other team. But I would say if you're gonna do an actual raid, go for like a full force. Don't be a schizo raider, and nobody likes them. You're just gonna get shot immediately, or you're gonna, or maybe you're the guy on watch looking for those schizo raiders, and then you see a full platoon, and then you radio your squad, and you say, "Oh Jesus, we're screwed." That's your first night. Let's say the first night, my first Milsim West, I messed up my nods, so I wouldn't actually see anything. So I got the no nod experience my first night, and then the second night I had my nods actually dialed in, because I could actually see stuff. Literally, there's 2 knobs on those PVS-14s. Dial both of them so you can see through the whole thing. It sounds obvious to somebody who's used them, but to me, I had no idea, because no one told me. And then I think the Night Vision Incorporated guy said, "Hey, you don't have any like prescription anything for your eyes, right?" It's like, I said no. So you should do that to use it to 0. So I did that, but I couldn't see anything. So I did actually need to dial it a little bit for like eyes that need prescriptions. That the Night Vision has that. So let me think. I like to talk about the second Milsim West that I went to, Chalet Assault, a lot better, because it had a lot more action. We did a lot, I mean a lot of fighting the second Milsim West that I went to, compared to the first one, because either one, we couldn't find our enemy until like several hours after we had already gone out. Because really, Russ 4 is the one who's like kind of sits and waits for NATO. Except for this last event where we tried to actually go after NATO a little bit, because they were just holding positions. They were just holding. I think I have a little bit of footage I can probably put up of like us fighting them, or actually I think I could probably steal from another channel, but I'm not gonna do that. So this Milsim West is a very, very cool event. I definitely recommend you go if you're up to the type of challenge it brings. I like a little bit of challenge. I feel like most airsoft most airsoft skirmishes are too short. But Milsim West takes that and says, why does it have to be short? It can be like 40 hours. Why does it have to be 15 minutes? So definitely by the end, usually at this, like, before the event, I'm like, oh, it's like 2 days long enough. And then by the end, I'm like, can I go home now? Like, I just want to sleep. If you're gonna be driving a long way, I recommend you get a B&B or like a hotel to sleep in afterwards, because being able to go to sleep after you've like been up for 40 hours is very, very nice. Driving back, if it's a short drive, like the second time I went, I'm only 4 hours away from the AO. The second time at Charlie Assault, it was fine. I just drove back home. I was very tired, and I think I had a fever, but I was okay. But very fun game. I loved playing with this Lima AK. Said before, I had a white light taped to the bottom of the gun because I needed something to see people at night. If you have night vision goggles, you really don't need that. I also really liked the squads that I was in for both these events. They were very cool dudes. I think the guys at NATO that I first played it with, I remember a couple of their names. I'm not gonna call them out, just not to. I don't know. Unless you're watching this video, you should know me. I think they were a little too chill. I think we sat in our PB like for forever. I wish we got into a little more fights, but we were playing in a AO that was massive. But the third day, we really didn't do much. We tried to set up an ambush and we got swacked by a Rust 4. I wish I would have left the high-powered spring into this gun, because I changed it out last minute because I was thinking I wasn't going to meet the requirements for chrono, but I would have been fine. So I was shooting a lower-powered gun when I could have, you know, shot at a higher FPS. So make sure you read the tax op. But I think that's all for this video. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe. Consider it. It does help. Seeing that number go up, say, oh, these people are actually interested in what I have to share. So, thank you very much, and I'll see you the next time.